Let's explore a few more things about strokes, and that would be dashed, dotted line kind of stuff, and arrows. So let's start new. Let's keep the new thing going here. File new, and my favorite area, web 960 by 560. Choose whatever you want. It's just good for me. It fits perfectly like a glove. Come over here and pick up your rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Could be a square if you hold the shift key down. It's up to you. Let's go ahead and give this a color. Now you will notice I have my stroke as active. So if I come over here and click color, it's going to change the color of the stroke, which is fine if I want to do that. Or I can come over here and click, and there I got it. But there's an easier way. Your mouse is already, let me go ahead and change that again. Your mouse is already over here, and it's a long, tedious journey to go all the way over here and then all the way back here. Press the letter X on your keyboard to reverse those. Okay, so we're going to go to fill. I'm going to give it a color so we can see it. Something like that. Let's make the stroke a little bit bigger. We have two choices here. We can go up to the stroke button right here and temporarily open up the stroke panel, which is kind of nice. But let's go ahead and make it permanent. Let's bring it out so we can see this. I'm going to click here, don't forget, and say Show Options. Now the weight, make sure you got it selected, obviously. We're going to make that a little bit thicker. That's probably enough. You can see that. Here's our dash line option right there. Make sure you got it selected, turn it on. The default is 12 point. Now since we don't have a gap, it's a 12-point gap. So if we leave that at 12 and come over here and change that, say, to 20, we now have a 20-point gap with the 12-point dash. Now you have two really nice options over here too. If I unselect that for a second, notice the corners are real nice. They just look so beautiful. If I select it again and turn this one on, they look quite different. Now this one says I am not going to take into account a corner. If you want a 12 and a 20, I'm just going to keep going. I think it looks better the other way, so we're going to go ahead and select that one. Now we can add more. We can go into another dash. Let's add a 20-point dash with a 5-point gap, and maybe another 12-point with a 5. Well, let's say 10 on this one. Now what do you wind up with here? Well, interesting borders, that's really all they are. I mean, we could use them for a lot of things. As a matter of fact, let me show you something. Let's get out of here. Let me pick up my rectangle tool and draw a big kind of area like this. I'm going to press the letter X on my keyboard because I don't want the stroke on that fill there. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here and go ahead and get rid of that. And then I'm going to press X again, so I'm controlling my fill, and come over here and give it a little bit of a gray, something like that. Now I'm going to pick up my line segment tool. Now if you don't see it, click and hold. It's there. I'm going to draw a line segment right about there, all the way across. I'll hold the shift key to keep it nice and straight. In my career, some of the things that I have done is actually I've created maps in Adobe Illustrator. So this might be a little bit more practical, I guess, than putting a dotted line around a box. So I'm going to make that bigger. I do have it selected. And I'm going to go into weight right here. And let's go ahead and give that a couple of points weight. Maybe something about like that. And I'm going to use my arrow keys. We do have an align feature that would make this easier. I'm just going to do it by my eyes. And I'm going to make that thing a little bit thicker. Let me move it over just about like that. Now select it and go and turn the dash lines on. Let's go ahead and get rid of everything here, which it's going to remember what you did. So I just want actually say something, let's go 20 points, and the gap is going to be about 10. Then I'm going to press the letter X again, so I'm controlling the color of what's going on down here, or you can click it, either one. And let's go ahead and make that maybe something like that. And what you have, at least in the United States, is a divider line on a highway. Maybe it's a little bit more practical than a square, but you get the idea. Let's go ahead and get rid of everything. Let's go back to our line segment tool and draw myself a line segment here and maybe one about here. Now it's going to remember what we did last, so that's fine. I'll pick up my selection tool, select both of these bad boys, make sure I've got the control on stroke, come over here, make them black, and turn off dash, because we're going down now to arrowheads. Let's start with one at a time. Let's go to this one. If we want an arrowhead, front or back, these two buttons control that. If I click here, you've got all kinds of arrowheads that you can choose from. So let's go ahead and choose arrow 7. Puts it on the front just like that. Now once you've got that, you can control the scaling of it. Now you're scaling vertically and horizontally. If you want to do both at the same time, click this button right here. And if we do one, it will do the other. Let's go ahead and take that down to about 75%. Now your options down here are to place it at the end of the path or to extend it outward from the end of the path. And you can see how that changes it. It's either going to put the point right at the end of the path or it's going to put it all the way out. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put it out there just like that. If, now that we have control of it, we change the weight, it will also control the arrowhead. Now on this one, let's make it more of an arrow. So we're going to select it. Let's go into our arrowheads right here and choose an arrowhead. Let's put one on there with a little bit more of a curve to it. And here, this button, now we can have an arrow on the other side, but if we go down a little bit, we also have different types of feathers or tails to the arrow. Again, if you're working with them with these two buttons, since they are linked together, both operate at the same time. You can't operate one and change one, not the other. If you want to do that, extend it out. And if we want to scale it, well, we can do that too. Now there's an interesting thing that you can do to any object in Adobe Illustrator. These are all one big piece. But if I select this guy right here, and we do have it selected, and I go up to the word object on the pull-down menu and I tell the computer I want to expand the appearance, and I click that option, I literally now have control over each one of these pieces. Come over here and do the same thing. Now these are separate. Both of them are separate. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do this, but what I'm saying is when you create arrows, they become one big piece. They're controlled as a unit. If there ever is a reason why you need to control one piece separately, well, there you go. On to the next.